Get in the shell.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, sir. Seems it was a very spirited practice so far today.
Yeah, it was. I want to make sure that our guys understand we're going to play a really good team, a team that very easily should have won that game by a lot. You look at the stats in that game, and special teams and turnovers and some questionable calls changed that game. And so this is a very good team, a team that to me looks a lot better on defense than they were a year ago, and extremely explosive on offense. Obviously in the passing, we lead the country in passing yards.
Are you worried about them taking something for granted?
Yeah. We don't. This is our second game together. Every year is a new year, and so we got to make sure that our guys don't think they're better than they are just because they were ahead 35-0 at halftime. We're going on the road, a place we've never been before, against a very good team.
Yeah, how do you erase the idea of a fast start like you had?
How do we erase it?
Erase it, or
well, we want to have it again. We want to be able to start well again, and we've been fortunate to do that. We've been a good first quarter team over our 2+ years here, so hopefully we can do that again.
What did you see out of Anthony Brown and Brian Bacham in the second half, and how do you feel about their performance going into next week?
Well, that's going to be a big key this week. They need to play really well. I said it. I didn't feel like we made many plays in the secondary on the ball in that game, and we gave up more yards than we should have to Hawaii, to a quarterback we hadn't played. There's a quarterback who's setting school records. So, like I said, it's a huge challenge this week for us.
You guys were ranked #1 in the AP poll. The latest one just came out. Alabama passed you guys up. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I would agree with that. I didn't watch any of the game because we can't, but from what I heard, they played a really good Michigan team in a big matchup and played really well. So whatever.
Does it make you
Don't care.
Okay, but does it make you as a coach feel that you have to win more impressively than 39 points to stay in that discussion?
No, we're just trying to make it to the next round. We made it to the second one, and we need to play well to make it to the third.
How do you get the running game going this week?
By playing better. We need to play better up front, and a couple holes that we were a little late on. So we need to coach better too.
Do you feel like the offensive line responded today after you said you talked to them on Sunday?
I did. I thought they had a really good practice. Unfortunately, we didn't have a very good practice defensively today. So I thought the offensive line responded. So I'm sure tomorrow the defense will respond.
You referred to having 3 defensive starters out: Lamar, Torin, and Wes. When those guys are healthy, are they going to start, or do they have to kind of earn their way back in?
That's impossible. There's too many variables that go into those decisions. How long do guys practice? How healthy are they? How are other guys playing? So that there's no set rule on that. You can't. Every situation is different.
What makes you confident that your team won't be distracted by the latest allegations?
Oh, I don't even know if they know about it. It's got nothing to do with them. We don't even discuss it.
And you aren't planning on addressing them about it?
No, I didn't even think about it until you guys brought it up. So I'm not thinking about it. I don't think they are.
Did you guys do anything with the helmets to make sure they don't fall off coming into the season because of the rule where you have to stay out another play?
Yeah, I think our equipment crew has always done a good job for the most part on that. And we have talked to our players a lot about it, about making sure, that they're not only are they buckled, but they're not in a loose format like kids want it sometimes. So we've been practicing that way too, that way all camp.
After watching the film, would you still give the offense C+, B-?
Yeah, I mean that's old news. That was last week, and we got to improve a lot. And, I think they came out good today, and it's good sometimes not to play great because you stay hungry and you got things to point out. More guys can get better.
In watching Marquise's touchback run, did you see where Nelson was, and how would you describe what he did on that run?
Yeah, I thought Nelson. He did a great job. Very often kids stop their feet as soon as they see color, and so it's not an easy to play. The off returner is not an easy position to play. And we've had kids back there before not do well because you see color out of the left side when it's a right return and you stop your feet. And Nelson did a great job of understanding Marquise's speed and that those guys weren't going to catch him. And actually, it's Nelson's supposed to keep him in if he's deeper than 2 yards, and he was. And so I think Nelson and Marquise worked it out together. They can stay in.
What is see color?
When they see the opponent's color come off. If you go back and look at that return, there's 2 guys on Hawaii that come off that Marquise can outrun, but a lot of times the off returner stops his feet as he's leading up in the hole and turns left there, and you lose him, so you don't have him on the kicker.
And he was in front of him a lot of the way too, which shows.
Yeah, shows how fast those 2 are. They were really digging, and both great players.
Were you satisfied with the blocking downfield in the Hawaii game? Like guys getting out in front on screen passes and making a block?
Yeah, we didn't run any screens, but we didn't break enough runs really to get into the downfield blocking. And that's really comes on longer, explosive runs, and we didn't have many of them, so hopefully we will this week.
What issues was the defense having today?
I don't know. I don't know the reason. We just didn't perform really well. We let some balls go over our head, and purposely made sure that we attacked them in the passing game. Because I totally believe this is a big time test. I don't care who you play, where it's at. Everybody played football games Saturday, and nobody threw for more yards than they did. So this is a really good quarterback, and he started really well last year versus us. And their personnel's better now, especially if you get the other receiver back this week. It'll be more explosive.
How about dealing with the no huddle, Coach?
Yeah, we're practicing it. We're working on it. Had very hard practices today and tomorrow. We will make sure. We only played. Most of our guys played about 40 snaps. Their defense played 105 snaps with penalties. So there's good and bad to that. Sometimes you're worn out for the next game, and that happens. But also you're in condition for it. So that's why we're trying to practice so hard.
East Coast bias. Sort of nice to be playing out on that side. Let everybody see you more.
No, I don't think of it that way. I think that's overrated. Last time we were here, there was 3 Heisman Trophy winners, so I don't really buy into that.
But it's good for recruiting, though, right? If everybody make sure everyone sees you on the East, right?
Yeah, it's great to go out there. We're fortunate at SC to be on a lot of national games, so we get a lot of exposure. But I think it's more exciting for our fans and parents, to go to a different place, an NFL stadium.
Yeah. Matt Barkley has one class that he's taken this semester, so he obviously has more time than he normally would. Your time with him is limited because of the rules. Did you sort of lay out any kind of a plan for him, how to use that extra time that he has to his advantage? Yeah, there's a ritual he goes through, how he works on the defensive coordinator that week and the personnel that we're playing. And like you said, unfortunately, in college, even though he doesn't have any class to go to, we're not allowed to work with him any extra. But he can be in the building looking at film on his own if he wants to.
With them coronavirus, is that a bigger role in store for some other games possibly?
I don't know. We want to get a good defensive line rotation going, like we did last week, and play a bunch of guys, and so that we'll do a better job in fourth quarter. As we know, as you guys know, covering us fourth quarter has not been an area. It's been very good. Whatever it is now, 25 of 26 games we've been ahead of in the second half, so we've got to finish better in all 3 phases.
Is there one thing that you guys are working on that maybe that you didn't do last year that you feel like is the weakness, is something that really has to be improved for you to get to the goal?
Yeah, we've got to get more turnovers. I think that's the one glaring thing over our time here that's very different from last time we were here, is the turnovers, and we had a good start Saturday.
Does some of that have to do with the kinds of offenses you face in terms of, not so many pro style or the defense flying the pressure the quarterback as much? Or what are some of those factors?
I think it should be the other way. If you're getting, 40, 50 passes thrown at you, your stats will tell you when you call passes, you turn the ball over more. Whether that's sack, cause fumble, or turnovers, it's always safer to run the ball, so it should go the other way, I would think. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good week.